I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. The U.S. has more millionaires now than ever before. According to finmasters.com, data from the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report shows that in 2023, there were just under 30 million millionaires in the U.S. That is an all-time high. Now, given our current population of approximately 337 million people, that means nearly 9% of Americans have a net worth of $1 million. Can that many of us really be rich? Answering that question requires looking at the numbers through an inflation-adjusted lens. Now, inflation depreciates purchasing power. Let me give you an example. It takes $1.23 today to purchase what $1 bought just 5 years ago in 2019. Stated another way, you would need a net worth of $1,230,000 to equal a net worth of $1 million in 2029. Now, what happens if we go back further in time? Well, according to The Wealth of the Nation by Robert Sobel in 1929, that was just before the Great Depression, there were around 21,000 millionaires in the U.S. The 1930 census reported a population of 123 million, just for reference at that time. That meant we had about, 0.1%? Now, in pure dollar terms, there are 1,420 times more millionaires today than in 1929. However, someone today would need $18,410,000 to buy what someone in 1929 could buy with just $1 million. To get an apples-to-apples comparison, we would need to find out how many people in the U.S. are worth over 18 million today to be able to compare it to that 21,000 in 1929. Now, I couldn't find that exact statistic. According to the Visual Capitalist, however, there are 38,500 people in the U.S. worth over 50 million. A person typically needs a net worth of approximately 11 million to rank in the top 1% of wealth holders in the U.S. This threshold has fluctuated over time, but according to various sources, it is generally accepted benchmark in recent years. So, as of 2024, there were about 1.3 million households in the U.S. that fall into the top 1%. So given all that data, which is probably making your head swim right now, my best guess is that there are around 150,000 Americans worth $18 million or more, the equivalent of those worth $1 million in 1929. So 21,000 in 1929, 150,000 today. That gives us about 7 times more inflation-adjusted true millionaires today. So what kind of lifestyle could you have with a net worth of 1 million as compared to 18 million? Well, experts tell us the most reasonable, sustainable withdrawal rate from an investment portfolio is 3%. This means your $1 million will provide $30,000 a year. Adding Social Security benefits of, say, $18,000 to $30,000 a year would give you a retirement income of $48,000 to $60,000 a year on $1 million. This is what I think of as a middle-class millionaire. Now, in contrast, 3% of 18 million will give you a retirement income of $540,000 a year. At that rate, you could probably get by without bothering to file for Social Security. Saving $1 million over a lifetime is certainly possible for middle-class earners who are willing to live on less than what they make, and that's That's a big if. A 25-year-old individual or couple that started today saving about $1,350 a month in retirement plans would have over $3 million by age 65, enough to provide an inflation-adjusted amount equaling today's $30,000 a year. To accumulate $18 million by age 65, on the other hand, starting at age 25, you'd need to save $150,000 a month. Clearly, equating a millionaire of today with a millionaire of 95 years ago makes no mathematical or financial sense. The point here is that in today's world, a millionaire, especially one who's retired, is not rich by any stretch of the imagination. Reaching age 65 with a net worth of $1 million is a way to provide a comfortable and a secure retirement. It's also a reasonable and achievable goal for many middle-class workers who would, quite accurately, never describe themselves as wealthy. Thanks for listening.